Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, as you guys can see up on the screen. Today I want to talk a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI for those of you who are maybe not as familiar with the company or with the stock. And today was a very good day for Sofi, up 5.41% intraday. And then after hours, even still going up another 1.38%. So obviously the question that a lot of people are wondering right now is, hey, is this going to be the start of a very good week for SoFi? You know, is this obviously we're happy that this happened, but is there more to come the rest of this week? Is maybe this like the bottom of the market, or are things up from here? Who knows? Because obviously when we're looking at things from year to date, it's down 67%, and it's just been kind of down and down. There's been some flat periods, some tiny up periods here and there, but the lows have always been lower. But as far as the overall market today, things were green pretty much everywhere. You know, Dow Jones up 1.86, S&P up 2.65%, NASDAQ up over almost 3.5%, crazy, and the Russell's up 3.17%. But the good news for SoFi is that they outperformed all of those, even though the market was very green all over the place and very green in the upward direction. SoFi still outperformed them, which is great, which is very exciting. Obviously, if you're going to be getting involved in individual stocks, you need them to be outperforming the market. Otherwise, you're just taking on a lot of risk for really no reward. So today was a good day. We'll have to see how SoFi is able to close out this week, close out this month, and close out the year, which will all be very important to track. But as always, we have a ton of news to talk about today. First, with SoFi stock subreddit talking about bank earnings are looking good for this Q3 season. JP Morgan, Citi, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs are all beating estimates with the help of rising interest rates, despite slowdown in the investment branch due to the bear market. Banks in general are not hyper-growth stocks. However, SoFi, being a fintech bank, is both a bank and a hyper-growth company. I don't know if hyper-growth is the right word, but growth company for sure, especially at this stage. Banks like SoFi probably will fare a lot better than many other market sectors coming out of this high inflationary, high federal interest rate environment. We should see positive signs as the Q3 earnings are coming out for SoFi on November 1st. Again, that's like, pretty much exactly 2 weeks away at this point. So that'll be very interesting to see. Top comment here, $20 end of year with good looking bank earnings is just a banger. Really funny. Guidance should be drastically upped. I don't know how the stock wouldn't react positively. And then people are saying, hey, you must be new here. Good news has not always been good news throughout all of 2022. We've seen many companies put out some decent news, put out some good news, and still have their stock price drop, because when the market is dropping as a whole, no one is going to be safe. Everyone is going to get taken for a ride. The November 1st earnings call should provide insight into the impact of the current market economics, as well as the estimated impact of education loans. And I think if we think about the three major areas, SoFi Bank, expect good things given increased members, deposits, and higher rates. SoFi Loans, expect good things now with the student loan resolution. And tech platforms Galileo and Technesis, this is the part that at least this person is worrying about. So we will have to see. Again, SoFi is obviously a package of many things all being put together all at once. I am hopeful that this will be a good earnings season for SoFi, but we will have to wait and see. But I'm definitely excited to read what they, not only what has happened for them during Q3, but also way more excited to read about what they think the near and far term future has in store as well, because that is really going to drive the stock price in a lot of ways, especially in the short term. SoFi still has a direct partnership with Samsung. They link to Samsung.com. Samsung Money by SoFi. Do more with your money. Samsung Money by SoFi is a new way to grow your hard-earned cash, letting you save, spend, and earn all in one secure place. Now available on Samsung Pay. So this is pretty cool. The Samsung by SoFi card, all that stuff that's going on. Comments here saying, hey, this is actually good to see. We need long-term money generators, especially to counter all the FUD. Samsung, blah. I think Samsung needs to update that because it doesn't say SoFi Bank, I think is why they're seeing the need to update that. But this is cool to see that SoFi is still being able to hang on to a lot of these long-term partners, keep a lot of these long-term programs in place, and especially with things like Apple Pay and stuff like that popping up. Having a good partnership with Samsung Money could be really cool and really important going forward in the future. But either way, it's just it's at least not a bad sign. I think this can only be seen as a positive. I'm not sure exactly why this was posted on the subreddit today or why I got upvoted so much, but hey, I thought it was cool. Then there is this podcast. I don't know exactly who this is. But who all these people are, I think they're some kind of YouTube channel. I've definitely seen them before. I want to say I've seen them because like this guy was talking about going all in on Palantir or something like that, like around a year ago at this time. But I could be wrong. This could be different people. But they're talking about a theory that potentially Goldman Sachs may have looked to buy out SoFi. Now this involves Anthony Noto. This is very, very small, so I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. Anthony Noto, make this bigger. I don't even know if this is going to show up. Anthony Noto was talking about, or he had posted on his SoFi account thing, like how it's like a, investing social media, scheduled a limit order to buy Goldman Sachs at $6.65. I think Goldman Sachs is like valued in the stock price is in the hundreds of dollars, like 200, 300, 400, something like that. So to obviously be putting in a buy order for them at $6.65 doesn't really make sense. I think some people kind of took this as like maybe taking a shot at them or, taking a little jab at them or whatever. So I just thought it was kind of funny. So, hey, I don't know. People are taking this as like this tinfoil hat conspiracy theory that maybe Goldman Sachs had looked to buy out SoFi. They had kind of rejected it or been insulted by their offer or whatever. And they're obviously looking to compete with these legacy banks and legacy financial institutions and all this stuff. This whole thing was kind of weird because like Noto had this post go out and then he like took down his whole account after that, all this kind of weird stuff. I don't exactly know. But then he also ended up tweeting out his own personal referral link, which was super, super funny as well. He said, "Hi, join me to start earning more money with SoFi checking and savings." And then, if people clicked on it, it actually said Anthony wants you to get $325 and pay no account fees, which is just hilarious. He always does that. SoFi execs don't get referral bonuses, though. They just get a shit ton of stock-based compensation, which is funny. But yeah, I didn't know that he does that, but apparently people are saying he does this all the time. But it is kind of cool and funny to see, him tweeting out his own personal link. We also had this, Google Trends and student loans. So I was curious ahead of earnings and found out some interesting data. Though I did suspect it before, the amount of SoFi student loan searches on Google has doubled in August compared to the last peak in the past 12 months back in January. So obviously, it like peaked up, but then it kind of shot back down to where it's been in line recently. But obviously, this is good. That this happened in this quarter in comparison through the past 5 years. Even then, the amount of searches has increased by 40% from the previous peak. Overall student loan refinancing spiked in August, not specifically SoFi. Obviously, that's probably when the kind of student loan forgiveness stuff got announced for the officially the $20,000 for people Pell Grants and all that stuff. Other than student loans, SoFi's personal loans have been searched a lot more in the last quarter. So a lot of things, at least on Google Trends, which overall is usually pretty reliable, pretty accurate data that can show you a lot of trends and exactly what's going on with a lot of these companies in the world, has a lot of signs pointing in the right direction for SoFi. Again, that's all stuff that has happened. That's all stuff in the short term. Doesn't necessarily mean or tell us anything about what SoFi thinks about the future. And at the end of the day, that's always going to have a really, really big impact on the stock and what's all going on. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. But until then, peace.